One Piece, The Worst Generation. The Worst Generation are made up of the 11 super rookies from 2 years ago, adding Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach as one of the most sickening generations as they went into the new world with ferociousness. Now, there were a few that did not go into the new world right away, like Luffy, of course, and Zoro, who's under Luffy, and Trafalgar D. Watel Law. In all seriousness, The Worst Generation is probably my favorite group. See, the Yonkos, they're monsters, they're savages, and I have some favorites there. And the actual warlords, it used to be lit, but now it's kind of dying down. The Marines have always been badass, always been epic. Same with the Revolutionary Army led by Dragon, and you see my boy Sabo in there. But the Worst Generation is a unique group. I don't know what it is. All these characters that were introduced, Oda highlighting them in the arc of Shabundi. I'm telling you right now, the Worst Generation is my favorite group when it comes to the groups in general. The Mad Monk Urujo. Now, Urujo is a really interesting character. When looking at his past, we can assume that he's from Burka because of the shapes of his wing, and we know that Enel destroyed his own island, Burka, so that makes me think him and Enel must have a connection. We've seen his children picture. It has him looking like a Angel Island citizen, and that's strange because I thought Burkan citizens look different, so something's going up in that past. I want to know what's going on in his past and what happened on these Sky Islands, because there's some crazy history there. We're looking at Arujo and his past and his character. Also, I want to say this, right now we know Arujo is healing himself on the Sky Island that had balloons carrying it up, and honestly I feel like Arujo is healing himself for something in the future, and that thing in the future is, I think he's healing himself for revenge against Enel in the future. We know Enel destroyed his own island. I think that he is right now building it up. We know when he went to the new world, he was faced with Raijin Island, an island that rains down thunder. Arujo's death seems to be revolving around karma. What if that has to do with him versus Enel? Big Eater Jewelry Bonnie. Now, Big Eater Jewelry Bonnie, we've seen her in Shabundi, and honestly she's one of the most fan favorite when it comes to characters. She's the only female in the Worst Generation, and we saw her appetite. She is crazy when she's eating, she's feasting. Capone was disgusted, but honestly a lot of people just putting connections with Bonnie with Whitebeard. Yes, they think that Whitebeard might be a daughter of Whitebeard, might be a relationship with Ace because she saw her crying at Marineford, and also there's been some ties to Big Mom. Now, yeah, there's a huge theory of Big Mom because of the way her lips are and the way her appetite is. We know Big Mom is a huge glutton, so it would kind of be like mother like daughter. But also there's also the Gorosei and Akainu. Akainu said, oh, you ran away from us. So something happened with Bonnie, honestly. And looking at Bonnie's children picture, yes, when she's a child, the picture that was depicted by Oda, I'm gonna guess that Bonnie was a slave. This might be a little crazy, but I think that Bonnie was a slave, and the devil fruit she was given was to entertain the celestial dragons. That's just a mini theory. Tell me what you think. Also, looking at this right now, her crew is not with her. Yes, where we see her right now, her crew is not with her, and that's very interesting. We know that she got captured by the world government. Did she leave without her crew? How strong was her connection with her crew? There's many questions I have, and honestly in the future I believe that Bonnie is probably gonna maybe show up at the tea party. That would be epic if she showed up at the tea party, say, hey mama, I'm back. That would be epic if she had a connection with mama. There's also many other things we could see, like if there's a Gorosei war, Bonnie could be huge when talking about the Gorosei that passed. Maybe she's keeping them young, who knows. Also Blackbeard, we know that she was angry at Blackbeard, so if there's a Luffy versus Blackbeard war, I definitely see Bonnie helping Luffy in that war. The Worst Generation, they're all gonna have sides, and I believe that Bonnie probably will be on Luffy's side. We know they're both gluttons, they love eating, so it's gonna be hype. Capone Gang BJ. Now, this is the mafia, the badass, and honestly a lot of people hopped on the Capone bandwagon after the Zou arc when we saw the greatness of Capone, the ruthlessness, the savageness. It was something that we all wanted to see in someone in One Piece series. Well, there's many people who have that savageness, but seeing Capone have it, Capone has been slept on as a Worst Generation member, and honestly a lot of people hopped on the Capone bandwagon. But honestly, Capone has a mafia pirate crew. We know there's a guy named Vito, Gotti. Like, this crew is looking kind of badass, I can't even lie. But looking at his past, people say that he used to be related to the Vince Smoke. That kind of died down, that community theory, that died down. But honestly, when he went to the new world, that floating island, that ship that destroyed, does that have a connection with him being under Big Mom? Is there a reason why he's under Big Mom? Was it that because his ship was destroyed and he got wrecked as soon as he came to the new world? We know he has a 300 million berry bounty, so he has to done things that are known in the new world, and the Marines, he has to be on the Marines radar as a Worst Generation member. But honestly, when looking at his past, his children picture, we see him and he has a gun. Like, honestly, Capone he's a mystery. I'll be honest, all the worst generations are a mystery, and Capone is one of those mysterious characters. We know he's under Big Mom, but for how long? How long will be under Big Mom? I predict in the future that he will start some Tea Party chaos. Yes, a Tea Party chaos, and I'm seeing Pedro or Peckham's or Sanji or even Luffy, because Luffy is his contemporary when it comes to the worst generation. So one of these characters is gonna have a battle with him, and it's gonna be savage. Massacre Soldier Killer. Now, Killer is the right-hand man to Eustace Kid. Y'all know how much I like Eustace Kid. So in that, I actually like Killer as a character, one of my favorites. And honestly, there's a lot of crazy theories of him being a part of the Vince Smoke family. It was not crazy, because there's some evidence that you could point to that maybe he could be a Vince Smoke, but that kind of died down ever since we've seen the Vince Smoke family and the New Brothers. And honestly, new characters for the Vince Smokes were actually better. But looking at this right now, his Killer picture, he has hair over his eyes, and now we see a mask over his eyes. Is Killer blind? That's my theory right there. Is Killer blind because of his past pictures and how he looks right now? But that's crazy, because right now we know that his captain, Eustace Captain Kidd, was defeated by the man known as, yes, the man known as Kaido. So where is Killer's loyalty? We know he's really loyal to Kid, so I believe that he was also defeated and is also captured, because we know his loyalty to Kid is really strong. And in the future, there's one fight I really want to see Killer have, and that's against Zoro. People have been putting Zoro way above Killer, but honestly, I have them in the same level, and their fight is probably one of the greatest fights. So this is the right-hand man of Eustace Kid versus the right-hand man of Monkey D. Luffy. I know a lot of people disagree, but that's gonna be an epic fight. Pirate Hunter Zoro, one of the main characters of the story of One Piece. Everybody sees him as the right-hand man. He's the first mate, the first crew member to be with Luffy, and I'm saying this right now. For his past, I want to know who are Zoro's parents and how did he obtain this three-sword style. Now, I don't know if it's been answered in that. This might be a problem with me and my knowledge, my lacking of knowledge. If it has been answered, please leave it down in the comment section. How did Zoro obtain the three-sword style? Like, who taught him it? Who made him, inspired him to do three-sword style? Because we know it's a whole unique new style that has never been seen before. So if there's an answer, please tell me. And also, right now we know he's on Zou, going to Wano, preparing for the Kaido War. And Wano, we can all get some guesses that Wano's gonna be Zoro's big arc. Wano's an arc of samurais. Come on, we know that's gonna be his big arc. His true power, we still haven't seen him go all out. We still haven't seen his full power, so we're definitely gonna see that. And Wano is probably the perfect place. The Shisui controversy, the Wano's treasure, there's gonna be some huge underlining things there. And honestly, I want to see two things. I want to see the history of Shiri of the Rain. If Shiri of the Rain is from Wano, I want to see some history of it, so him and Zoro's fight can get a little more weight, a little more substance. And Mihawk's connection to Wano. I want to see if Mihawk was there at Wano, because he's the greatest swordsman. In a place that's isolated from the world, I definitely see Mihawk going to Wano, and that could be the place where he earned his greatest swordsman title. It's gonna be crazy. Scratchman of Pooh. Yes, the past of Scratchman of Pooh. Honestly, it's gonna be simple. I want to see the history of the Long Arm tribe. We know they're a race when it comes to the One Piece world. And his kid picture, we see him with music, playing a piano, and it looks like he's kind of defiant. So I want to see if his parents might have isolated him to one instrument. Maybe he was like, I want to play all kinds of music. Maybe that's something with his past. We know right now he's under Kaido. He's like Kaido-sama. Yes, Apu said Kaido-sama, so he's under Kaido. And honestly, right now, I've been a really hater of the Brook and Apu fight, but recently I've been looking at it and thinking this actually might be a good fight or a big clash, because we know Brook was with the Long Arm tribes, Apu is a long arm, and they're both music heavy dudes. I believe Apu is way stronger than Brook right now, but if Brook becomes to a level of EOS, I can see them fighting in the future. But right now, my fight I want to see right now is Apu versus Law. We know Apu just reported that Jack has been done in, so if Jack has been done in, no communication, Law is going to Wano. I want them to meet on the sea, a good old pirate fight. Apu and Law's powers are really hacks and are really crazy, so it'll be an epic fight. Magician Basil Hawkins. Yes, the mysterious man. Honestly, for his past, looking at his kid picture, I don't even know what to say for a Basil Hawkins past. The dude is so mysterious. Right now, like, we don't even know where his whereabouts are. He was with Kid and Apu and Killer, but like, did he get captured? Did he go under Kaido? I think he faked his death part. Personally, I believe that Basil Hawkins faked his death and Kaido just left off Apu under him and Kid and Killer captured. I believe that's gonna happen, because we know Basil Hawkins is a really smart guy, but he's really uses his dull fruit when it comes to, I don't know if it's dull fruit, but predicting people's death death. Maybe that's just a skill of his. But honestly, in the future, I believe that Beiju Hawkins' role is he's gonna predict Luffy's death. I see him predicting Luffy's death, and I see that Luffy will be one of the few people to beat Hawkins' prediction, and Hawkins will be surprised. And honestly, Hawkins doesn't seem like that bad of a dude, so I see him maybe be on Luffy's side when it comes to the final war. Red Flag X Drake. Yes, we know he's the son of the pirate that died when Doflamingo went to that island to get the Opi no Mi. We know he's a former rear admiral, and we know in his picture as a kid he wanted to be a marine. Now that's kind of crazy because we know he went from pirate to marine to pirate again. So will it be completed when he goes back to the Marines? Who knows? But honestly, right now we know he's under Kaido, and he has some sort of how can I say this, some sort of individuality where they respect him as a contemporary. They see him as a guy they can't boss around, and I like that. The last time we saw X Drake was attacking Kaido's favorite island. So X Drake has a plan. People are going crazy. X Drake has some sort of plan and some sort of motive, and when we find out this, it's gonna be something amazing. Honestly, a lot of people have been theorizing that X Drake will betray Kaido, and I'm not gonna be surprised if it does happen. A fight that people want to see is X Drake versus Zoro because it's kind of been foreshadowed. It's a little foreshadowing, but if it doesn't happen, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't really mind. And X Drake, yes, a part of the new, yes, he's a part of the new Marines. That's what I want to see in his future. When the Marines are built, I want to see X Drake a part of the new Marines. It'll be hype. Surgeon of Death, Trafalgar D. Waltel Law. We already know a lot about his past in the last arc. Flevolence, the city that got destroyed, the White City. Amber led the disease that people thought were contagious. Doflamingo and him and his connection, how it all ended off there. Corazon, Sengoku. We've seen his past, so we know that his past has now been closed. But now looking at this right here, he is leading his group right now to Wano. We know there's a lot of people with him. Kiamon's group, Zoro, the Star High Pirates, they're all going to Wano in his submarine, and I believe it's going to be futurely. He's going to be fighting with the Star High Pirates for a while, and we know that the Kaido fight, he's going to be one of the main person there because he's the one who brought up the idea. So will he help Luffy in the actual Kaido battle? Will he fight a Calamity 1v1? Will he, okay, in the future, a lot of people see EOS that he does the immortal surgery on Luffy. I disagree. I don't think Luffy would even accept this even after he becomes immortal. It doesn't make sense personally, but I believe that Law will become a Yonko in the future, roaming the seas. Yes, a Yonko, and it's gonna be hype. Eustace Captain Kidd. Now honestly, when you look at Eustace Captain Kidd's past, one of the theories I've seen on YouTube was amazing, was Frankie connection to Kidd. Now that's epic, honestly, me personally, because we know that we don't know who Frankie's parents are. We know that I believe they're both from the South Blue, both from the South Blue. So I don't think they're brothers or anything like that, but I believe that there could be a connection from the same island, an island that's for mechanism, building things, that kind of island, you know, scrapyard, junkyard things. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have some sort of connection. We know Kidd has lost his arm during the time skip. Was that against who was that against? Who did Kidd lose his arms against? It was someone that gave him a wake-up call, but it gave him to the point at which he still was roaming. He still was confident. So did he lose his arm and win, like kind of like Shanks did in chapter 1? Who knows? I want to know the answers. And you've seen Kidd's picture as a kid. I know that sounds crazy to say, Kidd's picture as a kid. He's in a scrapyard. He looks kind of poor, and honestly, people have been speculating that he's gonna have a sad past, and I wouldn't be surprised. Right now, we know that Kidd is gonna get a lot of development because he just got wrecked by Kaido. He's in the cell. For Eustace Captain Kidd's future, we know that it has to do with the Kaido War. Like I said in the past, he got wrecked by Kaido, and honestly, two big things I see in the future is Kidd versus Luffy. Now, a lot of people disagree with me. They say Luffy will destroy Kidd. These guys are going to be rivals, and I see them having an amazing battle, one of the greatest battles in One Piece. I've said this so many times and people disagree, but I believe that Eustace, Kidd, and Luffy will have one of the greatest battles in One Piece. And there's some connections. Some people say that Shanks may have a connection with Eustace, Kidd. I'm gonna do a video of that in the future. And Blackbeard, some people say Blackbeard and him will work together. Who knows? The future is something that is the unknown, but I'm hyped. Straw Hat Luffy. Now, when looking at Luffy's past, there's not really much to go on because we already know it. It's not like something I want to speculate. The only thing I actually want to question to is who is Luffy's mother. I want to know who Luffy's mother is, but we already seen the past of him and Shanks and why he wants to become the Pirate King and find the One Piece. We've already seen the sadness of ASL, the death of Sabo, and we recently seen the Marineford War how he lost Ace. So his past, it's not that mysterious as of right now. But right now we know Luffy is on Whole Cake Island. What's gonna go down with him and Big Mom? I hope Jinbei joins Luffy and his crew. But in the future, I don't want to really go in depth to Luffy because that's a whole entirely video in itself. So I'll just say this: Luffy in the future will become Pirate King. I know it sounds really weird, but I'm just gonna say that for Luffy because I have a separate video for Luffy. Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach. Now looking at Marshall D. Teach, his past is something I really want to see. Now, I know Marshall D. Teach is a gambler lover, yes, and he loves history. I want to see what's his history between Shanks. How did he scar Shanks? Shanks has really, like, he's put a lot of clout on Blackbeard right now. He's pretty much said Blackbeard is legit. And honestly, looking at his sad kid picture, we know Blackbeard has been through some things. Yes, Blackbeard has been through he has been through some things. We know he just destroyed Baltigo. He probably has new weapons he got from the Revolution. That's the only reason why he went to destroy Baltigo. And honestly, he's scheming for Devil Fruits. Yes, he's scheming for Devil Fruits. Blackbeard in the future, there's so much to talk about that I can't even talk about right now. So it's gonna be a future video. Just wait on it. But that's pretty much just it for this video. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think of the Worst Generation? Did you like this video? Did you believe it was too long and it was a wasting of your time? If you do, I'm sorry, but this was something I really had to talk about. Like and share if you enjoyed. Like and share only if you enjoyed. And subscribe for more One Piece videos. I'm the Legend Mac, and I'm gone.